हेलो चिल्ड्रन, हाउ आर यू? आई होप यू ऑल आर डूइंग वेल. सो बच्चों, हमने अलग अलग कॉन्सेप्ट्स को काफ़ी डिटेल में पढ़ा है एंड वी हैव लर्नड अबाउट डिफरेंट रूल्स दैट दे फॉलो. ओके, वैसे ही there is a one part of speech that we are going to look at now, okay, and that too in detail. That is called verbs. So this is the chapter about verbs. Okay, so now let's look at verbs. How to analyze the verbs, how to look at the details of verbs. Alright, chalo, शुरुआत करते हैं. So, hello kids, a verb is a word which expresses an action, state of being or possession. Okay, it is also called a doing word or action word or a saying word, okay, which says something about the subject. Okay, so every sentence must have a verb. No sentence is possible without a verb, whereas a single word of verb can make a sentence. जैसे हर sentence में ओके एक वर्ब होता ही है, एक एक्शन तो होती ही है. सो इट कैन बी a simple sentence, okay, जैसे go. Go means एक action है to leave from that place. So it means you go. Okay, so we don't have to, when we point at someone, okay, जब आपकी टीचर आपको बोलते हैं go, okay, so उसका मतलब होता है she is pointing towards you. You go. Okay, stop. It means you stop. So हमें बोलना नहीं पड़ता है कि you stop. Okay, हम सिर्फ बोलते हैं stop and we know that that thing is being said to us. Okay, wait. कभी कभी आप देखोगे कि अभी आप कुछ बोल रहे हो और बीच में ही आपकी टीचर कुछ कर रही है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आपकी टीचर आपको पढ़ा रही है और बीच में ही आप अपना हाथ ऊपर कर देते हो, तो मैम क्या बोलती है? वेट. दैट मीन्स शी इज टेलिंग यू टू वेट. क्लियर? सो आप उसको समझ जाते हो कि मैम आपकी तरफ इशारा करके बोल रहे कि रुक जाओ अभी. क्लियर? सो लेट्स लुक एट काइंड्स ऑफ वर्ब्स. तो ये अलग अलग वर्ब्स होते हैं जिनके लिए पूरे सेंटेंस की ज़रूरत नहीं होती है. अब हम देखेंगे अलग अलग काइंड के वर्ब्स क्या होते हैं. ओके, सो वर्ब्स आर यूजुअली डिवाइडेड इनटू 3 कैटेगरीज. देयर आर 3 वेज ऑफ फॉर्मिंग फेमिनाइन और मैस्कुलाइन वर्ब्स. ओके, principal and auxiliary verbs, transitive and intransitive verbs, and finite and non-finite verbs. चलो, ये क्या वर्ड्स है, ये क्या टर्म्स है, हम इनको धीरे धीरे एक एक करके डिटेल में समझ लेते हैं. ओके, सो लेट्स लुक एट द फर्स्ट वन विच आर कॉल्ड द प्रिंसिपल एंड ऑक्सिलियरी वर्ब्स. ओके, प्रिंसिपल और मेन वर्ब्स. ओके, these verbs can stand alone, okay, and do not depend on another words to complete their sense. जैसे the ostrich is a flightless bird. Okay, I wrote a letter. The guests arrived at 10 a.m. Raman has a big house. So in these sentences, the highlighted verbs express a complete meaning. Okay, they agree with the person and number of the subject of the sentence and also show the time of the activity. Okay, जैसे वो हमें बता रहा है कि ostrich is a flightless bird, so it makes complete sense. Okay, it is talking about the person, okay, that is the bird out here. Okay, I wrote a letter. Clear, मतलब हर चीज़ काफ़ी clear cut बताई जाती है. So now let's look at the principal or main verbs. Okay, they are further divided into different categories. Okay, regular verbs. जो regular verbs होते हैं, these are the verbs whose simple past and past participles are formed by adding t, d or ed to the base form. Okay, the simple past and past participles of regular verbs are the same as play, played and played. Clear? So irregular verbs जो होते हैं, यहाँ पे क्या होता है? These verbs whose past tense and past participle tense are formed in a different way. तो यहाँ पे अगर आप देखोगे रेगुलर वर्ब्स में क्या हो रहा है, हम उन्हीं वर्ब्स को आइदर टी ऐड कर देते हैं या डी ऐड कर देते हैं या ई डी ऐड कर देते हैं और वो बन जाते हैं हमारे रेगुलर वर्ब्स के आगे वाले टेंसेस. ओके, पास्ट टेंसेस. ओके, या पास्ट पार्टिसिपल टेंसेस बन जाते हैं. अब इरेगुलर वर्ब्स में आप देखोगे कि उनका टोटली डिफरेंट वर्ड्स यूज होते हैं, जैसे गो, वेंट, गॉन. क्लियर? Okay, now let's look at the list of some regular verbs. Okay, study and learn these forms of regular verbs. जैसे present tense है bend, past बनेगा bent, past participle बनेगा bent and ing form बनेगा bending. Okay, bleed, bled, bled, bleeding. Bring, brought, brought, bringing. Build, built, built, building. Burn, burnt या burned, burnt या burned and burning. Okay, buy, bought, bought, buying. Okay, catch, caught, caught, catching. Clothe, clothed, clothed, clothing. Okay, creep, crept, crept, creeping. Cry, cried, cried, crying. Curse, cursed, cursed, cursing. Dare, dared, dared, daring. Deal, dealt, dealt, dealing. Deceive, deceived, deceived, deceiving. Die, died, died, dying. Dive, dived, dived, diving. Dream, dreamed, dreamt, dreamed, dreamt, dreaming. Dwell, dwelt या dwelt, dwelt या dwelled and dwelling. Feed, fed, fed, feeding. Feel, felt, felt, feeling. Flee, fled, fled, fleeing. Hang, hanged, hanged, hanging. Have, had, had, having. Hear, heard, heard, hearing. Keep, kept, kept, keeping. Kneel, knelt, knelt, kneeling. Lean, leaned, leaned, leaning. Leap, leaped या leapt, leaped या leapt and leaping. Learn, learnt या learned, learnt या learned and learning. Leave, left, left, leaving. Lend, lent, lent, lending. Light, lighted या lit. Again, in past participle, lighted या lit and lighting. Lead, led, led, leading. Lie, lied, lied, lying. Lose, lost, lost, losing. Make, made, made, making. Mean, meant, meant, meaning. Meet, met, met, meeting. Melt, melted, melted, melting. Pay, paid, paid, paying. Prove, proved, proved, proving. Pave, paved, paved, paving. Quarrel, quarrelled, quarrelled, quarrelling. Raise, raised, raised, raising. Render, rendered, rendered, rendering. Say, said, said, saying. Seek, sought, sought, seeking. Sell, sold, sold, selling. Send, sent, sent, sending. Sue, suit, suit, suing. Shave, shaved, shaved, shaving. Save, saved, saved, saving. Shoot, shot, shot, shooting. Show, showed. Here अभी पास्ट पार्टिसिपल में इसका showed भी बन सकता है या shown भी बन सकता है. ओके, showed या shown and showing. Sleep, slept, slept, sleeping. Smell, smelt, smelt, smelling. Sow, sowed, sowed, sowing. Speed, sped या speeded. Sped या speeded and speeding. Spell, spelt या spelled, spelt या spelled and spelling. Spill, spilt या spilled. Spilt या spilled and spilling. spoil, spoilt या spoiled, spoilt या spoiled and spoiling. strew, strewed, strewed या strewn. ओके, अगेन पास्ट पार्टिसिपल में चेंज हो जाता है, यहाँ पे आप strewn भी वर्ड यूज कर सकते हो and strewing. ओके, sweep, swept, swept, sweeping, swell, swelled, swelled, swelling, teach, taught, taught, teaching, tell, told, told, telling, think, thought, thought, thinking, travel, travelled, travelled, travelling, weep, wept, wept, weeping, wet, wetted, wetted, wetting, work, worked, worked, working. ओके, तो ये थे सारे हमारे रेगुलर वर्ब्स. अब हम देखेंगे लिस्ट ऑफ सम इररेगुलर वर्ब्स. ओके, स्टडी एंड लर्न दीज फॉर्म्स ऑफ इररेगुलर वर्ब्स. ओके, अब आप देखो इसमें थोड़े बहुत चेंजेस हो जाते हैं. ऑलराइट, सो प्रेजेंट, ओके, द सीक्वेंस स्टेज द सेम. प्रेजेंट, पास्ट, पास्ट पार्टिसिपल एंड ing form. Arise, arose, arisen and arising. Awake, awoke, past participle can be awaken or awakened, and awaking is the ing form. Bear, bear means to produce. Okay, bore, born, bearing. Now the second type of bear, which means carry. Okay, it means bear, to carry, bore, borne or bearing. Okay, beat, beat, beaten, beating, become, became, become, becoming, begin, began, begun, beginning, behold, beheld, beheld, beholding, bid, bid या bid, and bid या bidden and bidding. Okay, bind, bound, bound, binding, bite, bit, bit या फिर bitten and biting, blow, blew, blown, blowing, break, broke, broken, breaking, choose, chose, chosen, choosing, cling, clung, clung, clinging, dig, dug, dug, digging, do, did, done, doing, draw, drew, drawn, drawing, drink, drank, drunk, drinking, drive, drove, driven, driving, eat, ate, eaten, eating, fall, fell, fallen, falling, fling, flung, flung, flinging, fight, fought, fought, fighting, forbid, forbade, forbidden and forbidding, forgive, forgave, forgiven, forgiving, forget, forgot, forgotten, forgetting, forsake, forsook, forsaken, forsaking, freeze, froze, frozen, freezing, get, got, got, getting, give, gave, given, giving, go, went, gone, going, grind, ground, ground, grinding, grow, grew, grown, growing, hang, hung, hung, hanging, hide, hid, hid या फिर hidden and hiding, hold, held, held, holding, know, knew, known, knowing, lie, lay, lain, lying, ride, rode, ridden, riding, ring, rang, rung, ringing, rise, rose, risen, rising, run, ran, run, running, see, saw, seen, seeing, shake, shook, shaken, shaking, shine, shone, shown, shining, sing, sang, sung, singing. Sink, sank, sunk, sinking. Okay? Sit, sat, sat, sitting. Slide, slid, slid, sliding. Sling, slung, slung, slinging. Smite, smote, smitten, smitting. Speak, spoke, spoken, speaking. Spin, spun, spun, speaking. Spring, sprang, sprung, springing. Spit, spat, spat, spitting. Stand, stood, stood, standing. Steal, stole, stolen, stealing. ओके यहाँ पे हम जब बोलते हैं ना जैसे somebody was trying to steal it, ओके फिर हम बोलते हैं he stole it from me, ओके my scarf was stolen, ओके एंड फिर हम बोलेंगे stealing, he was stealing it from me, ओके तो ये अलग अलग ways है जैसे हम बोलते हैं. ऑलराइट. stick, stuck, stuck, sticking. Sting, stung, stung, stinging. Strike, struck, struck, striking. Swear, swore, sworn, swearing. Swim, swam, swum, swimming. Swing, swung, swung, swinging. Take, took, taken, taking. Tear, tore, torn, tearing. Throw, threw, thrown, throwing. Tread, trod, trodden, trading. Understand, understood, understood, understanding. Wake, woke ya, waked. Waken ya, waked, and waking. Wear, wore, worn, wearing. Weave, wove, woven, weaving. Win, won, won, winning. Wind, wound, wound, winding. Withdraw, withdrew, withdrawn, withdrawing. Write, wrote, written, writing. Ring, rung, rung, ringing. So, children, some verbs, they do not change their forms. Okay, they have three forms alike in present, past and past participle. तो ये कोई कोई ऐसे verbs होते हैं जिनका ये फॉर्म चेंज ही नहीं करते. तो जैसे प्रेजेंट में बोलते हैं वैसे पास्ट में भी होते हैं, वैसे पास्ट पार्टिसिपल में भी होते हैं. सिर्फ उनका आईएनजी फॉर्म जो होता है वो चेंज हो जाता है. ओके, सो जैसे बेट, सो इट विल स्टे सेम. ओके, बेट, 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 बेटिंग, आईएनजी फॉर्म चेंज हो गया. ओके, बिड, 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 bidding. Burst, 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 bursting. Cast, 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 casting. Cost, 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 costing. Cut, 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 cutting. Hit, 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 hitting. Hurt, 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 hitting. Okay? Let, 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 letting. Put, 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 putting. ओके मतलब ये जो वर्ड्स हैं ना प्रेजेंट टेंस में भी वो वैसे ही रहेंगे सेंटेंस के अंदर, पास्ट टेंस में भी वैसे ही रहेंगे, पास्ट पार्टिसिपल में भी वैसे ही रहेंगे. सिर्फ उनका जब आईएनजी फॉर्म डालते हैं ना तब वो चेंज हो जाएंगे. ओके, सो रीड, ओके, रेड, रीड, रेड, सॉरी, रीड, रेड, रेड, रीडिंग. रिड, 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 रिडिंग. Shed, 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 shedding. Shut, 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 shutting. Split, 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 splitting. Spread, 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 spreading. Okay. Thrust, 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 thrusting. Upset, 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 upsetting. ओके तो आपको ये सारे वर्ड्स याद रखने हैं बिकॉज दे आर यूज एज इज. ओके, ओनली द आईएनजी फॉर्म चेंजेस. ऑलराइट, अब देखते हैं ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब्स क्या होते हैं. ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब्स आर ऑफ्टन यूज्ड विथ मेन वर्ब्स to complete the meaning of a sentence. Okay? However, they sometimes stand alone and give meaning to a sentence as the main verb. For example, the dog is barking. Okay? तो main verb क्या है? Barking. He is writing a letter. Writing is the main verb. Okay? She will come at 10 a.m. So, अब आप देखोगे in these sentences the highlighted verbs, okay, they do not express a complete meaning. अगर हम ऐसे ही देखेंगे उसको तो complete meaning नहीं बता रहे. Okay, they help the main verb, okay, the underlined verbs to complete the sense. So, they are called helping verbs. तो अब वो अगर हम बोलेंगे the dog barking, is it making sense? No. The dog is barking. So, now it is making complete sense. Okay. He writing a letter. Do you think it is making any sense? No. When we say he is writing a letter, तो उसका पूरा sense बनता है. Alright? So, ये जो auxiliary verbs होते हैं, वो main verb को help करते हैं. So, auxiliary verbs are of two kinds. दो तरीके के auxiliary verbs होते हैं. एक होते हैं primary auxiliaries और दूसरे होते हैं modal auxiliaries. चलो, अब देखते हैं primary auxiliaries क्या होते हैं. Given below are the primary auxiliaries in English. Okay? जैसे be, तो present tense form हो जाएगा उनका am, is, are. और past tense form होगा उसका was and were. Do, उसका present tense बनेगा do और does and past बनेगा did. Have, उसका present बनेगा has और have and past बनेगा had. Okay? सो याद रखो, ये हम लोग जनरली जब सेंटेंसेस लिखते हैं तो हम डिपेंडिंग ऑन विच टेंस आर वी राइटिंग अबाउट, ओके, वी विल यूज द एप्रोप्रिएट वंस. क्लियर? चलो अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. व्हेन द वर्ब बी, डू और हैव इज फॉलोड बाय द प्रिंसिपल वर्ब, it is an auxiliary verb. So when these verbs occur alone in a sentence, they become the principal verb. For example, Rohan is a good student. अब आप देखोगे इसको, यहाँ पे कोई भी दूसरा verb नहीं है. So this has become a principal verb is. जैसे देखो, रोहन तो noun हो गया, student भी noun हो गया, good क्या है? Adjective है, क्योंकि वो हमें बता रहा है student कैसा है रोहन. ओके, तो is जो है वो क्या है? Verb है, and it is now the main verb. ओके, सोहन is writing a letter. अब ये बन जाता है helping verb, because ये writing जो word है it is a verb, okay, action word. तो उसको help कर रहा है is, तो वो बन जाता है helping verb. okay, your puppy is naughty. अब is आया, ये क्या बन गया? main verb बन गया, because puppy और हम बता रहे adjective, okay, naughty, it is the quality of that puppy that he is naughty. Okay, so primary auxiliaries change their form according to the number and person of the subject. For example, Raman is playing. They are playing. Okay, Raman is playing is singular, they is plural, so is with singular, are is with plural, I am playing, again singular, am. Okay, क्योंकि अपने बारे में बात करें तो I am playing. Clear? So now, अब देखते हैं modal auxiliaries क्या होते. The following are the modal auxiliary verbs in English: can, could, may, might, will, would, should, must, shall, should and ought to. Okay, these are modal auxiliaries. They are used with other verbs to express probability, determination, ability, obligation, possibility, wishes and so on. Okay, so modal auxiliaries cannot be used alone. अब modal auxiliaries जो होते हैं वो अकेले use नहीं कर सकते हैं. Okay, they need a principal verb, okay, to complete the meaning. अभी उन्हें principal verb की ज़रूरत होती है उनका meaning बताने के लिए, okay, to complete and make it as a full sense वाला sentence. Okay, for example, Ravina is late. She may be sleeping. Okay, possibility है कि वो शायद सो रही थी, इस वजह से वो late है. Okay, I should clean my room today. So this is an obligation. I should. Okay, I'm obligated to keep my room neat and clean. That is why I should clean my room today. ओके, एबिलिटी, अभी एबिलिटी बता रहा है ही कैन फ्लाई एन एरोप्लेन, सो इट इज टेलिंग अस हाउ एबल ही इज, ओके, टू फ्लाई एन एरोप्लेन, तो उसकी एबिलिटी हमें बताई जा रही है. ओके, कैन आई सिट ऑन दिस चेयर, सो नाउ हियर वी आर आस्किंग फॉर अ परमिशन. ओके, you should obey your parents. Now this is an advice or suggestion we are giving, that you should obey your parents. Okay, could I leave early today, sir? So here you're asking for a permission. Okay, Rajan will always be late, always, so it is like a habit, is always late. Okay, fine. So modal auxiliaries do not change their form according to the number and person of the subject. तो यहाँ पे वो चेंज नहीं होते. जैसे हमने दूसरे वाले ऑक्सिलरीज देखे थे, जो नॉर्मल प्राइमरी ऑक्सिलरीज देखे थे, वहाँ पे उसका ये चेंज हो जाता है एज डिपेंडिंग ऑन द नंबर. ओके, तो बट मोडाल में चेंज नहीं होता है. ओके, फाइन. अ डिटेल्ड स्टडी ऑफ मोडाल्स इज गिवन इन चैप्टर 12. तो जब चैप्टर 12 करेंगे ना हम लोग, तो उसमें मोडाल्स के बारे में काफ़ी डिटेल में हम लोग सीखेंगे. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट इज द ट्रांजिटिव एंड इनट्रांजिटिव वर्ब. ये हमने अपने प्रीवियस क्लास में भी किया था, तो अब हम इसे डिटेल में करेंगे. ओके, ट्रांजिटिव वर्ब. अ ट्रांजिटिव वर्ब इज वन दैट रिक्वायर्स एन ऑब्जेक्ट टू कंप्लीट इट्स सेंस. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, शिवम गेव मी अ बुक. In this sentence, the action gave of the subject is transferred to the object book. Okay, so here are some more examples. Okay, तो आपको सिंपली याद रखना है कि हमेशा ट्रांजिटिव वर्ब्स जो होते हैं उस सेंटेंस में हमेशा एक ऑब्जेक्ट होगा, और उसको हम उस ऑब्जेक्ट के बारे में हम बात करते वक्त, ओके, द एक्शन, ओके, टुवर्ड्स द ऑब्जेक्ट, ओके, इज पोर्ट्रेट थ्रू ट्रांजिटिव वर्ब्स. Clear? So he wrote a letter. So he is the subject, letter is the object, and wrote is the action. Clear? He sang a song. Mother cooked food. Children are feeding the birds. Okay? Now, next is intransitive verbs. अब intransitive verbs को object की ज़रूरत नहीं होती है. Okay? Because they make complete meaning. So, verbs that do not require an object to complete their meaning are called intransitive verbs. जैसे for example, they run, birds fly, it rains, the children laughed, creepers grow along the road, the pigeon flew away. Okay, so in these sentences, the verbs run, fly, rains, laughed, grow and flew, they do not have any object. Okay, so these are intransitive verbs. Okay, so they are all making sense by themselves, okay, without any object. Clear? चलो अब practice करते हैं through exercises. But before you attempt the exercises, don't forget to read the chapter. Okay, so underline the verbs in these sentences and write T for transitive and IT for intransitive verb. Okay, Renu and Shilu played basketball. ओके, तो यहाँ पे ऑब्जेक्ट क्या है? बास्केटबॉल. प्लेड, सो दिस इज अ ट्रांजिटिव वन. ओके, शी ऑलवेज कीप्स हर स्टेशनरी इन अ जिप पाउच. ओके, सो कीप्स हर स्टेशनरी इन अ जिप पाउच. तो ऑब्जेक्ट क्या है? स्टेशनरी इन अ जिप पाउच. तो ये बन जाता है हमारा ट्रांजिटिव. ओके, अगर हम ऐसे ही लिखेंगे, शी ऑलवेज कीप्स हर, ओके, शी ऑलवेज कीप्स हर स्टेशनरी, कहाँ? In a zip pouch. So now it makes more sense. Alright? चलो अब हम बाकी sentences खुद से करेंगे. You have to do it by yourself. Okay, we've already done 2 with you. अभी आप बाकी अपने आप करोगे. And do refer to the text before you start attempting these. Finite verb. Okay, अब हम देखते हैं finite and non-finite verbs. Okay. Finite verb. A verb that has a subject and exhibits tense and number in a sentence is called a finite verb. For example, we live in India. तो अभी आप देखोगे इसमें it makes complete sense. Okay, it has a subject and it exhibits tense and number in a sentence. Okay, she lives in Delhi. Okay, she opened the door. Ram is living in Mumbai. The dog wagged his tail. They lived in this house for 5 years. She speaks Chinese well. The teacher spoke to the principal. So ये जो ऊपर वाली जो भी sentences हमने अभी पढ़े हैं, okay, the colored verbs have subjects and exhibit different tenses and numbers. So that is why these are finite verbs. तो देखो आप इसमें ये colored verb जो है, okay, they have the subject we, okay, we is the subject. Live, okay, live means हम रहते हैं. So this is like a we is a plural, live is a plural verb, okay, in India. Okay, तो उसके हिसाब से वो change होता है. Okay, she lives in Delhi. So these are all finite verbs. Now, what are non-finite verbs? A verb that does not change its form according to the tense and number or person of the subject is called a non-finite verb. For example, mother was watching television. I have won the match. The sleeping cow caused a traffic jam. She went to Germany to learn German. Swimming is the best exercise. The tired man sat to take some rest. तो अभी आप इसमें देखोगे तो highlighted words जो है वो उनका form change नहीं हो रहा है according to the tense, okay, and number or person. So that is why these are all non-finite verbs. Okay, so non-finite verbs के भी 3 kinds होते हैं, जैसे infinitives, gerunds and participles. Okay, chalo, let's look at the infinitives. What are infinitives? An infinitive form of a verb is the verb in its base form, okay, usually preceded by to. It expresses an action. He ran to help the old woman. तो ये base form में help action, okay. He ran to help the old woman, okay. The dish took a long time to cook. तो अगर आप देखोगे help word, cook word जो है ये verb के base form में है, okay. जैसे it is not as goes, okay, it is not as does, it is more as help. Help को help ही रखा है, okay, cook को cook ही रखा है. Clear? We use an infinitive after certain verbs. It can also be used after an object. She wants me to guide her, okay. The teacher wants me to work hard. Okay, clear? An infinitive can follow certain adjectives. वो certain adjectives को भी follow कर सकते हैं. We are lucky to win the match. Okay, they were happy to find their pet. Okay, clear? बच्चों काफ़ी easy है. All that you need to do is just remember these things very well. Okay, these are all rules. तो आप जब अपने एक्सरसाइजेस करोगे या राइटिंग स्किल्स के लिए कुछ ना कुछ लिखोगे या एसेज लिखोगे तो आपको ये काफ़ी यूजफुल हो जाएगा. ओके, नाउ व्हाट आर गेरेंट्स? ओके, अ गेरेंट इज अ नॉन फाइनाइट वर्ब एंडिंग इन ing. It functions like a noun. For example, traveling in deserts is not easy. I enjoy traveling by train. So the gerund traveling functions as a subject in the first sentence and as an object, okay, to the verb enjoy in the second sentence. Okay, so when a gerund is in the subject position, it takes a singular form. जब वो subject में आता है gerund तो वो बन जाता है singular verb. Some verbs like miss, enjoy and finish are followed by a gerund. Okay. A gerund can also be used as an object of a preposition. Okay, he is fond of sleeping on the sofa. Okay, जैसे on क्या होता है? It is a preposition. Okay, he is fond of sleeping on the sofa. Okay, I am in favor of watching art films. Okay, so now let's look at the third type. They are participles. A participle is a verbal adjective. ये verbal adjectives होते हैं और इसमें हम इनको form करने के लिए हम add करेंगे words like ing, ed, d, t, n और en. Okay, to the base form. जो base form होता है उसको हम ये words add करेंगे. For example, the necklace is an interesting story. Okay, तो इसका base form क्या होता है? Interest. और इसको हम ing ऐड करेंगे तो बन जाएगा interesting. Okay, the necklace is an interesting story. they ate boiled eggs. Okay, तो बेस फॉर्म होगा उसका boil और ed ऐड किया boiled eggs. Okay, so ये verbal adjectives होते हैं जो हम बातें करते हैं उसके मतलब we are talking on the basis of the way we converse. Okay, in our normal day to day life in verbally. Okay, I sat on a broken chair. जब हम किसी को बता रहे हैं कि यार मैं तो कुर्सी पे बैठ गई थी और पता है वो कुर्सी टूटी हुई थी, सो दैट्स व्हेन व्हेन यू हैव टू से दैट इन इंग्लिश यू विल से यू नो व्हाट, आई सैट ऑन अ ब्रोकन चेयर. करेक्ट? इजंट दिस द वे यू स्पीक? राइट. सो नाउ participles are of two types, present participles and past participles. Okay, the present participles end in ing while past participles end in d, ed, t, en or n. Okay, participles can be used as adjectives or in participle phrase. Okay, for example, I fed a starving puppy. Okay, so participle as adjective. Okay, starving puppy. So it is describing how the puppy was. He was starving. Okay, he sat on a broken chair. So participle as adjective. हम लोग बता रहे हैं कि जो chair थी ना, we are describing the chair. It was broken. Okay, she was cooking food when I called her. So यहाँ पे participle in continuous tense में है. So जब उसका call आया तभी मैं खाना पका रही थी. Okay, picking her handbag, she went away. Now this is a participle phrase. Okay, waiting outside in the rain, she felt annoyed. Alright, so now we have to circle the finite verbs and underline the non-finite verbs in these sentences. Let's look at the one that has been done. Okay, he has decided to learn painting. तो अभी जो नॉन फाइनाइट है वो है टू लर्न, इट इज इन द बेस फॉर्म, एंड डिसाइडेड जो है वो पार्टिसिपल है, उसमें हमने डी ऐड किया हुआ है. ओके, सो ही हैज डिसाइडेड, so that will be circled finite verb to learn painting. Okay, now recycled water is used for washing and bathing. तो आप देखोगे washing and bathing जो है वो बन जाता है आपका non finite. Okay, because it does not change. Okay, it does not change its form. It is used as in the same form. So it is a non finite one. Whereas we have changed the form of used to used. Okay, that is why used becomes a finite one. Alright, and then you will circle that finite one. Clear? चलो, अब बाकी भी आप ऐसे ही आपके नोट्स का, टेक्स्ट का रेफरेंस लेके एक एक करके आसानी से सॉल्व कर सकते हो. Okay, children? So now let's move to the next. Underline the gerunds and circle the participles in the following sentences. Okay, अभी gerunds में हम लोग क्या करते हैं, ing ऐड कर देते हैं, याद है ना आपको? Alright, so Kajol left the water tap running. तो यहाँ पे आप देखोगे पार्टिसिपल क्या है, लेफ्ट. ओके, टी वर्ड ऐड किया है हमने. ओके, दैट बिकम्स अ पार्टिसिपल, और ing वर्ड यूज हुआ है रनिंग के लिए, तो दैट बिकम्स योर gerund. ओके, विराट वॉज रिवॉर्डेड फॉर वर्किंग हार्ड. सो रिवॉर्डेड, सो ये बन जाता है आपका पार्टिसिपल, and working becomes your gerund. So children, I hope this chapter is clear with you. Now let's move ahead and do the next one. Fill in the blanks with the infinitive, gerund or participle form of the appropriate verb choosing from the box. One has been done for you. Okay, the book had an interesting plot. Okay, तो interest के आगे ing लगा के plot लिखा है. Okay, so I can think better when I am, okay, say you can say relaxing. Alright, the robbers forced him dash away with all his money. Okay, the robbers forced him walk, part, interest, fry, travel, tear, play, relax, embarrass or borrow. Okay, the robbers forced him dash away with all his money. The robbers forced him to part away with all his money. यहाँ पे हम लोग जो part word है ना उसको वैसे ही रखेंगे. Clear? We will not change the form of it. Clear? चलो अभी जल्दी जल्दी दिमाग लगाओ, हेल्प बॉक्स वाले वर्ड्स को देखो and then use the right words in the right blank. Okay, so children, don't forget to reread the chapter and remember the rules and the different types of verbs that we have learned.